Hello, and welcome to today's episode of South Coast Focus. I'm Andrew Green here at Saddleback College Studios, and today my guest is a faculty member from the Automotive Technology Department here at Saddleback College. Please welcome Clifford Saddleback's Automotive Technology Department Chair, Clifford Meyer. And glad you could come, Dr. Meyer.
Thank you for inviting me.
Just a couple basic questions just to start with. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born, for instance?
I was born in Glendale, California.
Nice, lovely place. What year was that?
I have to give away the year, 1954.
1954. Where did you attend college?
I attended community college at Cypress College and also Saddleback College. And then I graduated from Cal State University, Long Beach.
What was your degree at Cal State Long Beach?
My undergraduate degree was vocational education, and my master's of arts degree was in occupational studies. They changed the major topic.
Yes, but you didn't start off wanting to go into automotive technology?
I did start off automotive technology with a business background, but I never graduated from a community college. I had about 85 or 90 units in many different things and went into the workforce, and years later decided to go back to school and finish my education.
A man of many talents then.
Many talents.
Question. You mentioned you earned the different degree. Is there a certain stigma about choosing a mechanical job over a business job?
I think so. I think many parents are focused on sending their high school students straight into a four-year college, and not being focused on the cost per year is very prohibitive. And I think that they need a good focus. And many parents think if you work with your hands, whether you're a plumber, engineer, automotive technician, the mechanic is pretty much gone from the terminology, because of the basics that you need in electricity, pneumatics, hydraulics, science. I think you have to kind of explore a little bit and see what your interests are and what you're good at.
Working with your hands then doesn't seem to be one of the big things for these people then.
Career and technical ed is a different animal. I think a lot of parents have a stigma against sending their children into career and technical ed, whether it be anything working with your hands.
Okay, we have to take a break for a moment, so we'll come back in a minute to South Coast Focus. Stay tuned; you don't want to miss this. And welcome back to South Coast Focus. For those of you just turning in, my name is Andrew Green, and our guest today is Clifford Meyer, Department Chair of the Automotive Technology here at Saddleback College. Before the break, you were talking about how there are plenty of people that seem to assume that working with your hands isn't the best thing. It sounds like you have quite a bit of respect for hands-on education.
I think it's well deserved. I think that you put your time in and you have a focus and you have a good foundational education. And whether you're a plumber, electrician, automotive technician, I don't like the word mechanic again, whatever it might be, I think that job and that task and that education is extremely important.
You said you didn't like the word mechanic. Care to explain why?
Well, I think that people have a bad impression or an impression of an uneducated individual. In the 50s, 40s, 60s, 70s, cars were much, much simpler. From the 70s on, it's a very complicated piece of equipment, a piece of machinery. Pop the hood on your car, and you'll see. It's not just changing your oil or taking the tire off or whatever, if you have a spare tire. It's very complex, and you need a good education, and good technicians can make well over $100,000 a year.
So instead of you're saying that you train mechanics, you train technicians here.
I train technicians, yeah. That's correct.
A question, however, comes to mind that, just let me play devil's advocate for a moment. Most cars are usually somehow the same. They're exceedingly complex, but they usually have interchangeable parts, and they usually go in a certain order. What's to stop just regular simple people just from looking on Wikipedia and finding out how to change a car engine, or change the transmission?
I think it's a little more complicated than that. I think that the basic system technology is the same. You have an ignition system, a fuel system, a powertrain, which can include the transmission, the differential, brakes, and all that. So there are some similarities, but the parts aren't interchangeable. Specialty tools are needed. Factory tools, highly sophisticated electronic testing equipment, analyzers, oscilloscopes. It's a very complex system. It's not your do-it-yourself or world anymore. Maybe to change your oil and filter, but I can't see that it's much more than that.
And not only that, with the introduction of computers into cars as well, it makes it a little bit more complicated than just the 1940s mechanic, as you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, the 7 Series BMW has over 100 onboard computers.
Question, however, for most of the prospective students out there: how would you try to inspire them to get them to be a technician?
Well, I think you need to try it. I think if you're not lucky enough to have, or you didn't have the time or the schedule to take automotive in high school, then come and take our Auto 100 class. It's an introduction, and I think everybody should do that. In our area, there's no mass transit. You're going to be driving a car. You need to learn how to take care of it, and at least be able to factor in the knowledge to be able to take it to a reputable repair shop, even if you don't do the work yourself.
I see. Well, you heard him. Well, you heard him right here. This is Clifford Meyer, and he's saying that if you want to get into the cars, just start taking the classes.